Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 19 on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a terrific matchup on tap between the Atlanta Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Atlanta Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Godden alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club, and I don't think from what we saw down on the field before the game there's any doubt they're ready to roll.
They pass the eye test, don't they? This team looks fired up and ready to play.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Falcons,
let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet, and both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well. And I found it interesting that the coaching staff sees him one way, and he sees himself an entirely different way.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always working on, we know he's not bad at this, but his footwork, always wants to improve that, and that's something he's going to focus on here.
And what was so funny, what the offensive coordinator say right off the top? He's got great footwork. Love his footwork. So this guy is never satisfied.
On first down, Murray. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down. And a nice start there to the aerial attack to pick up the first.
And I think preseason is officially over now. Getting into the groove of the regular season, that's a great way to get started. First drive of the season, what a nice completion.
And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They establish the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
On second down, here's Trubisky. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he's running savvy.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on second down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A first down carry now for Crowell. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Tackle made by Eric Kendricks.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
To throw on second down, Murray. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. A very solid gain of 27.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, He's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
Operating from the gun, Murray flushed out right. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Calvin Ridley from 3 yards out. And the Falcons take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Excellent start there. First drive of the season. Big-time success. Putting it in the end zone.
And remember, that was done without any real map of how to do it. In other words, the deeper you get into the season, you get game film to work off of, tendencies to work off of. The first drive of the season, things can be entirely different than what you've seen in the past. It's a really good job of execution by them.
Here on first down. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. A big play there for Minnesota. And even 40 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
First down, Prescott. Open man here is Conklin. And now running right through it. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Just the first quarter of tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. I ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a long night. His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really...
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on first and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
Here we go.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. After the sack here, 2nd and 11. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Well, they are able to get 9 yards out of that, but now it's 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
This is fielded at the goal line. It's a foot race. Past the 20. Touchdown, Falcons. Ito Smith taking it goal line to goal line, 100 yards. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But you also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Call it a gain of 5, and that'll make it a second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
To throw is Prescott. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, you can't really hide him. With a tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
Well, that's why the guy with the headsets is down there. All right, they know what they're doing because they got stuffed on a running play on first down. And I think myself and probably the fans were saying throw the football in this situation. But he knew what he was doing, called another run, and now they got 3rd and short.
And a big 32-yard play. On 3rd. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. And from the right side here, complete. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is get the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
He'll get it up the middle, and he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know. Defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, They want to take it, and they want to...
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. In for the score. And the Vikings have made this now a one-score game.
Although it's more commonplace now than at any other time in the NFL, it's still tough to think about throwing a rookie quarterback right into the fire week one. But guess what? He handled the fire awfully well and threw his first touchdown pass.
So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays, and it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Escaping the pressure right. 23 yards on the tuck and run.
Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact.
Yeah, and his first carry of the game right there, he had hurt him with his arm. Now he's showing that he can shuffle the puppies as well. They go play action here on first down. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Throwing on first down. Murray. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 11 more on that one and another first down. And now the clock will stop as he's able to get up and spike it here. Looking to throw on second down. Murray. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Jonathan Allen getting in there from his defensive tackle spot to snow him under for a loss of 4. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This a 43-yard attempt. And Gano's kick is right through. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat. And it's the Bills who have the lead in that one. The Bills looking to get to 1-0, and they've got the lead in front of their home faithful. From there, we head on over to Wisconsin to check on the Packers at home at Lambeau Field. And they trail the visiting Lions in that one. The Lions looking to get off to a hot start, and a road win would help them do just that. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world and see what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Browns in that one. The Browns looking to get their season off on the right foot. They've got the lead on the road. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Gano out to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
The Vikings on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
How about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion.
Green 39! Green 39!
They begin with a run by Corral. And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they gave up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about to us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
Flush to his right. The battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. He was looking that time for Stills.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. This throw caught right around the 6. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is a time you go play action and throw the ball.
And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs from 3 yards out. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that will level the playing field at 17 all. So So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And it was his interception on the last drive that wound up leading to a game-tying touchdown.
And somehow you can make this a positive, though. You know why? Game tied now. So you're not protecting the lead. So you're not playing that way. You got to go get the lead again. So maybe it loosens him up a little bit and allows him to go ahead and be a little more free in his play.
Murray now. And he hits his target. It's Kenny Stills. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
To throw on second down. Murray. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Jonathan Allen in there to get him. His second sack now of the afternoon. On third down, Murray. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 25 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down. He's such a good route runner.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL kickoff weekend.
No, check, Patriots!
Looking to throw on second down. Murray, quick throw, that's complete on the inside slant. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
What terrifies defenses when they see slant routes thrown is that the receiver is on the move, and oftentimes he catches it and gets upfield. Does a really nice job rallying to him and stopping him for a minimal gain.
Here's Murray. And he finds Stills, complete. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Kenny Stills, 30 yards. And the Falcons have broken our tie. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
So a big play coming for the Falcons as they'll go for 2. From the gun, Murray. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he is going to be stopped on the... Return at his own 3-yard line. Gano out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And now out comes Minnesota. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Just week one, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. Prescott off play action. And his throw here is incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
15 yards through the air and a 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And this will be incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. Prescott to throw it. And complete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he could scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. Right now, a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means that, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the 1st downs, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. That one good for 12 yards. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down. This is where, 4th quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
Well, you say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering where they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run the option right here on 1st down. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's got this down to the 35. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll be taken down at the 34. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. And they'll run it here. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
Then on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Sheldon Richardson coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. Off the bootleg, Murray. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Daniil Hunter. He's the one to get him this time. And back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down. And off the crossbar, and it kicks back out. Needed maybe a foot or two, but it's no good as it stands. And this score will stay right where it is. And partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week 1. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season. We get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So for Atlanta, not much to complain about here. They come in and steal a victory in a tough place to play on a Sunday night. And they'll be back home next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Houston Texans. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
You